Brother Arul.
Saira.
It is a great joy, a privilege, and an honor once again to have you on our program, Awake, Unite, and Inspire. It is only through the divine grace and will of Bhagwan that this interview is being conducted. So, Brother Arul, share with us the last time you shared such wonderful, inspiring personal experiences with Bhagwan that were really inspiring and really touched us deeply. Please share at least two more spiritual experiences you've had with Mother Sai over the years.
Sairam, my humble pranams at the lotus feet of our my most beloved Mother Sai. By His grace and blessings, we are all fine, and I'm sure Swami will be keeping you all also in the same way. To talk about experiences, I am reminded of Swami's love, because all of you know that Swami says love is God and God is love. And so here I feel it's appropriate to share some experience of Swami's love for every devotee and anyone for that matter. No matter, we don't have to worry whether it's a long-time devotee or a new devotee. Swami's love for everyone is same. It's like taking one candle light and others are lighting from the same light, and by that others lighting from this one, the brightness doesn't reduce from the original candle light. In the same way, Swami is love for everyone is same, equal brightness, and only thing is when we love him more, and he tends to love us more. So here I'm just going to narrate an experience. When I was studying there at Prashant Nilayam, it was Swami's 60th birthday in 1985. So I had mentioned in my previous interview that I was a singer as well as an artist, but Swami gave most of the opportunities for me as an artist. Therefore, I was focusing more on that and not in the other areas. So as a result of that, so during 60th birthday as well, so lots of students who were bhajan singers got a chance to do a program for Swami's 60th birthday. And some students joined a band group and they were playing instruments for the 60th birthday procession. And so the preparations were going on and practices were going on. And one day, Swami decided to give safari material, safari suit, shirt and trouser with the same material. So Swami decided to give that dress material to some of the students who were in the music group, because they are going to perform. So the Swami wants them to wear that nice white and white new cloth and new shirt and trouser and do the performance. In the same way, Swami also on the following day, Swami was giving new clothes to the band group boys. So and some of the two boys took part in drama, so the drama practice was going on. So the Swami gave them also. So I was sitting at the back and saying, Swami, I am also your child. You are giving new clothes to the bhajan group boys, to the band group boys, to the drama boys. And I am continuing to be in the art group only because you called me artist, Sri Lanka artist, you called me and you gave me so many opportunities. So I tend to stick to that area. But this time I have not got any opportunity. And for the 60th birthday, and actually Swami had asked me to paint the hostel name board new paint. I had done that, but I'm not getting any safari material or anything like that. So because as a small child, it's my desire. So I was sitting at the mandir portico, and I was seeing Swami distributing this cloth material, and I was wondering, thinking, if I had been there in one of the groups, I would have got it. And one bhajan got over, and I was walking back to the hostel. So at that time, so I have been talking to Swami always mentally. I always talk to Swami, and Swami used to respond to that prayer, that communication. I believe in that so much. So I was walking back from the mandir to the hostel Sunday morning, and it takes around 20 minutes, 15 minutes to 20 minutes to walk back to the hostel. So those days, because the 60th birthday was preparations were going on, and it was the function was supposed to take place in the Shanti Vedika, actually the Hillview Stadium. So Swami used to go in the car and see everything taking place at the Hillview Stadium. He used to go to Gokulam and other preparations, and then he used to get back to the mandir. So this used to happen after the bhajan. Generally, I used to stay back in the mandir to have his darshan, but because the preparations were going on, so I just was a bit upset about that. Swami, I was not in any of the group, and I didn't get any of the safari material. So I was walking back to the hostel, a bit dejected. And while walking, I was saying, Swami, I am also your child. If you had given me an opportunity to do something for your 60th birthday, I could have done, and then you could have given me something, safari material, because when Swami gives to all other children, it's like mother is giving to all of the siblings, and then you are not getting it. So that kind of thing. So I'm not jealous of that, but at the same time, I always demand from my mother. So that's the kind of thing, the relationship I had with Swami. So I'm not jealous of anyone else getting chance, but I want my share. That's all. That's the way I always pray. So this time also I was walking back. There's Vidyagiri Arch near the primary school. So I was walking from the mandir, and I was just approaching the primary school. So Swami's car was coming that way. So I stood and took up a look at Swami's car, and Swami was there. I just prayed, and Swami just moved slowly and towards the stadium. So anyway, I was walking to the hostel further. I had to walk for another 7 minutes, and I walked. So actually, Swami's car had gone to Hillview Stadium, and then went to the Gokulam also. And so I went and stood in front of the hostel for Swami's car to return and go back to Mandir, so we can have another darshan. So with that idea, I was standing in front of the hostel, a little more towards the Gokulam. So Swami's car was coming back, and then I took the darshan. By the time I had forgotten. I uh, I spoke to Swami while walking, but then after that, everything disappeared from my head. And I was just standing there and having the darshan. And Swami's car came past me and went back, and it stopped in front of the hostel. And the moment Swami's car stops, everyone goes near the car, and boys are crowded there. So we can't see Swami anyway. So I saw that many people were there, and so I was just waiting to see Swami's car move further. And then after a few minutes, Swami's car moved away, and then after that, I was walking back. As I approached the hostel entrance, I was just got into the hostel entrance near the warden's offices there. One boy came and said, "Your warden is calling you, Arul. So, he wants you to come and see him." So I went into the hostel. So I entered the office, and I asked, "Yes, so what?" Then he said, "Swami has told that there's an exhibition going to take place at the college, one of the hall. Actually, in Brindavan, there was something called Shanti. There was an exhibition was set up earlier. Prajnana Pradarsan, they used to call it, and that was being moved to the college, one of the halls, prayer hall, and actually it was a library hall, previous library hall, and they are going to set up there. And Swami wants you, as me, and another boy called Narayan Sharma. He was an artist. So both of us to do some artwork. So if the art material comes, all the presentation boards come, there could be some damages because these are all for they are in the Vrindavan for a very long time. It was 10 years old or something like that. So those materials we may have to do touch up here and there. So Swami wants both of us to work on that. So the material had come by then, that day or some previous day it had come, and Swami wanted us to go and take a look at it and then do some corrections. So uh, some of the part of the material had come, arrived previous day, but more material was supposed to come. So then when I spoke to the registrar, he said, well, after 2 days for me to come and work there. So I according to his instructions, we waited for two more days and then went there. So after the bhajan, morning darshan and bhajan, because this is before Swami's birthday, there will be holidays during November. So there were no classes taking place, and this was 60th birthday, so it was everywhere activities, the preparations for the birthday celebrations were going on. So after the bhajan, I used to go to the college with me and my friend, the artist Narayan Sharma. We used to go there and uh, take a look at every item, and then do any damages. We correct it, and we had to paint. We paint it and all that. And some corners will be damaged, kind of thing. So we did everything and we arranged it everything nicely. And this was going on for 2 days. So every day registrar will come and see. It was going on for 2 days or 3 days. And then by the third day, second day evening itself, we told him that we are almost done and it should be ready by the following day morning. Okay, he said, okay, I'll convey it to Swami. And then he left. And on the third day, so after bhajan, I was walking back and I went to the college auditorium, the hall, to see what can be done, what is there, if there's anything. And if Swami wants to come and see, we should have to keep everything ready. So I had gone there, and as expected, Swami's car came after a while, and then Swami came in. Swami came with Swami Karnyananda was there, then Radha Krishna was there, and then some other Professor Gokak was there. So there's all those people just came with Swami, and Swami was going around and checking all the items, and some of the items Swami said to move it to a different location, kind of thing. Swami instructed us, and then Swami came near the door and was standing and saying, Swami was saying that he's planning to open this exhibition in a couple of days. And then he turned and looked at Radha Krishna. So Radha Krishna basically looks at Radha Krishna. Generally, it's basically Swami is going to get the car ready to leave, and Swami goes. That generally. So he turned and looked at Radha Krishna. Radha Krishna went to Radha Krishna, the driver, as well as Swami's caretaker those days. So he went out of the hall, and Swami was still standing and talking to Professor Gokak, and Swami was talking to Karnyananda ji, and then kind of explaining things, what's happening, and then he was telling them that me and Narayan Sharma had done the correction and fixing all these arrangements on all everything. He was telling them, and then Radhakrishna came back. He came back with some bags in the hand. So Swami looked at him and took the bags and stretched his hand, and one to me and one to Narayan Sharma. And then I took immediately as received. So I fell at Swami's feet and took the namaskar. And Swami looked at me and asked, "Are you happy?" I don't have words. I just stood there and tears are rolling in gratitude that he has answered my prayers. Because when Swami gives the safari material, basically he gives a particular bag, white bag with written orange color. So the moment we saw the bag itself, we realized that it's something Swami is giving. And he asked, "Are you happy?" Yes, I didn't have words to say, so I took the namaskar. And then after that, Swami went and got in the car and left. After they opened and checked, there's a material to stitch a safari, the shirt and trouser, and then there's an envelope. In the envelope, a 100 rupee note, which is a stitching charges. So Swami, so here what I'm trying to say is about his love. So Swami answers the prayers of everyone, anytime and every time. It doesn't matter whether at that moment whether 1,000 devotees are praying to Swami or 1,000,000 devotees are praying to Swami. It doesn't matter. He hears everyone's prayer. It need not be physical. Basically, from the mandir, portico, Prashantini Mandir, I was walking back, and while walking back, when I was telling Swami, I don't. If you give me an opportunity to do something, and I can receive it from you, and that's what I said. Yes. So Swami heard my prayer, and then the car comes, and then he goes to Gokulam and comes back and tells the warden to hand over the responsibility, and I get the act responsibility duties, and then to I get Swami gives an opportunity, and then he comes and gives me the safari material. Just the prayer. I just asked Swami, if I was there in music group, I would have been there. I would have got it. Here, I'm not. I did not join the bhajan group. I did not get the chance in the music group or the drama group. So give me an opportunity, so that I can receive. I can be a recipient of the safari material. So it's a desire. It's a child's desire. I was actually 20 years that time, or maybe yeah, it's just 20 years. Yes. So at that innocent prayer, I won't call it a prayer also. It's just a wish. It just came, and then because it's always we always look for opportunity to receive something from Swami. Receive from God is always everyone wants it. No one wants to miss that opportunity. So here I just prayed. I don't know. I can't call it a prayer, but I just wished, and here He grants the wish. So that is the divine love. That's what I basically wanted to share in this first experience. I hope you like that experience. So then let me go to another experience. So here, some of the greatest learning I had was on the portico. Yes, Swami used to give discourses, but some of the simple or some of the most profound messages are conveyed to us in the simplest way. That's what I admire, the way Swami puts in simple terms. So I just want to share some experience. So as I was an artist there, one of the Swami's devotee, Richard Kaplowitz, he was there at Prashant Nilayam, and he was a photographer in United States of America, and he was there, and he wanted to teach photography to the students. Out of his own experiences, he wanted to do everything. So Swami had given him the green light, and so he came and spoke to the vice chancellor and registrar, and he took one room in the basement in the college, and he made it a dark room. So he wanted to teach us how to take photographs, how to process the film roll, how to print photographs, and how to develop and print real photographs, where you can control the lights and everything and make it the really dramatic and really attractive photos. So he wanted to teach us that, because people, we didn't know, because we think that, okay, click the photograph, just click and then print it. That's what we are thinking. And you use a simple camera. But when you go into photography, there's so much aperture, the shutter speed and everything. You can control the light and everything. Even while printing, you can make one area darker, one area light, and all that is there. So he wanted to teach the Swami students, and free of charge, of course, as everything happens at Prashant, free of charge. So Swami had blessed him, and he was looking who is interested can join. And one of them was me. And in the early stages, he was teaching us how what is a negative and what is a film roll, and how the how the negative appears, and how do you print the photographs, and how will the photograph come, kind of thing. Was explaining me. So he was showing us. We had a printing measure. First, he was showing us to take a photography paper, put your hand on top of the paper, put the light on top, and then just a flashlight, kind of a quick light, and then we go and print it. We go and process it in the what do you call liquid, and then you get the image of the hand. Then he said, "This is the way it happens. So wherever there is black, wherever the light doesn't go through, it will be uh, black, but wherever the light doesn't go through, it will be white in color." He was explaining that. Then he said, "That's the way the negative will be. So when you take a photograph, the negative will be wherever it has to be black on the photograph. If the hair is black, so on the film roll, it will be transparent. So that when you print the negative, you put the negative under the light, it will be clear and kind of." They was explaining all the negative and positive kind of thing. So he asked me, "If you want, you can prepare a negative, draw something and print that, or cut some images and put that under light and print it." So I asked him, "So if I draw something, will that be able to be printed as a photograph?" He said, "Yes, but the thing is, it has to be transparent like a negative. It has to be a transparent sheet where the dark areas will be not be, it'll be white in kind of thing. So opposite things will happen." So what I did was, I printed this. You all see, I hope you can see. So this is an image of baby Jesus in a manger with mother and father, and with all this and this hut and the stars there, all that, and the shadow. I was imagining a light to be here, and the shadows, all this falls here, and how will the shadow, if the light is here, how will the shadow appear, and kind of thing. I was, I was an artist, I was thinking about all that and drawing a negative. So in this image, basically, there's light here. So as a result of that, shadow is appearing. The person is appearing in silhouette, the black, and the shadow is appearing here, that kind of thing. So in a negative, wherever there's white, it will be black. I have to color it, and wherever it's dark, it has to be white. So that's the way negative will appear. So here it's a dark line here coming here. So it has to be completely transparent. There should be anything, but here it will be a little bit of shading has to be done. So I was thinking all that and doing it. So when I was doing that, so we go to college and study, and evening darshan time. So Swami comes out and goes inside to grant interview, and there'll be a 1 hour gap before the bhajan. That's the time we usually sit and draw. I used to sit and draw. So you all know the Prashant Nilayam those days. Let me share some photograph here. So the Prashant Nilayam those days were like this. So this is the arch where the Samadhi is now, and there was a circular thing here with plants here, all that. Okay, so the students, we were sitting. We will be sitting like this, and Swami walking there. So the place where Swami used to, Swami Samadhi is now, this area. So we used to sit those days. So another photograph I'll show you here is basically this one. See, Swami is walking that way, and he'll talk to us, kind of thing. So now Swami is standing there. That's closer to the front row on the portico. So I used to sit in the corner, and I used to sit along the sides. The reason why I used to sit along the sides is because that's little up from the ground. So after the darshan, once Swami goes inside, I used to put one leg down on the ground, on the sand, and I draw on my knee. I keep the book on my knee, and then I used to draw. So when Swami passes, I sit in the front row and draw it. And then, so when I draw, I have to think. Now I draw something, and I think, okay, if the light is appearing this way, the shadow has to come. So I have to think a little bit and then draw. So I was sitting in the front row, a corner, and drawing. But when I think, I'll be thinking like this, I was thinking. So one day Swami came after the interview and came near me. So I kneeled down, and Swami said, "Hey, you're drawing, you're thinking and drawing, true. But when you look at when thinking this way, the ladies will think that you are looking at them. And they will, so they'll say, what, Swami shouldn't keep looking at ladies? So don't sit here. You move, you sit there near that circular thing where Swami Samadhi is now. So he said, when you're drawing, you sit there and draw so that they don't misunderstand. After drawing, you come and sit here back. So Swami told me to, so I want to show you here. So I used to sit in the front somewhere here. Swami said, come and sit here. That is Swami, where Swami Samadhi. Swami told me that come and sit here. What is the reason? Because if I sit there, this plants had grown tall, so that will be covering here. So even if I think this way, it won't look as if I'm looking at the ladies. So it's basically I'm looking at the plant, it will appear. So Swami told me, go sit there and do it. So I used to do it. And then, so Swami will come, sometimes come in the after, during the bhajan time, he'll come, and that time he'll come and see what you're doing, he'll ask. So if I'll be doing some of the other artwork, I'll be drawing something. So when I was doing this, I showed it to Swami and said, so opposite things were happening. So in this image it's black and other one is negative is white. So Swami said, what is this, what are you doing? So I said, Swami, I'm learning photography. Okay, you're learning photography, but what are you drawing now? What is this black and what are you trying to draw? So I said, Swami, this is called negative. So this one I draw and I put it on a paper and print the photograph, and the photograph will be the positive of this negative. So I will click. So this is negative, and that becomes positive. So you put Swami as, so I said, yes, Swami, we put a light, and then the light passes through the negative, and the image becomes positive image. We get it. Then Swami looked at me and said, "Hey, I am the light. Your thoughts are sometimes negative. You put me inside you. I will make all your negative thoughts into positive thoughts. So I am the light. All your negative will disappear, and all they will become positive. You can make your negative into positive by putting me in your heart." And that was one of the greatest profound message. So if you plant him, if you plant God in your heart, in your thought, word, and deed, everything will be purified automatically. We don't have to worry at all. That was the message that he gave. So through this artwork, this is our drawing blessed by Swami. Because why I call blessed by Swami, because he had asked what it is and this negative, and so I'm preserving it. This was drawn in 1987. I'm keeping it still. So after so many years, so more than 30 years now, I'm preserving it, and it's one of the sacred message I heard, I got from Swami. I'll be an artist. Thank you, Sarah.
Brother Arul, that was absolutely inspiring. The first experience, the compassion of Mother Sai, as you said, responding to the sincere prayer or wish that you had. And then look at the lesson he taught with that drawing that you did, that I am the light. And when you plant me or install me in your heart, the negative will become positive, and you will always have positive thoughts, positive feelings, love, etc. What a powerful, powerful message. And as you said, sometimes he can provide the most profound message in such simple, simple ways. And this is an example of that, you know, amazing and so full of compassion, so inspiring. Thank you very much for sharing that. So, Brother Arul, what is true service? True, genuine service according to Swami?
Okay, so before I go to explain about service, I would like to give something about what Swami has told, and based on that, only everything comes. Swami has told us in some of the discourse also he has mentioned, but so why is I sometimes mention some of the stuff, some of the information that I take from the discourse, because Swami might not have talked about that particular incident in many discourses, so some people might have missed it actually. So that's the reason I always quote what Swami told, what Swami told us. It's not because thinking that uh, devotees are ignorant of that, but only thing is I quote it so that I can relate my experience to that, so that that will help the devotees who are not aware of this message also will become aware, and some of the new devotees who have not had the chance to be to see Swami in physical form, and not heard discourses, and sometimes difficult for them to read all the discourses. There is Satsai speaks goes volumes and volumes, so sometimes difficult they might be. So that's the reason. So what do I remember? What have I learned at the portico? I share here. So here Swami said, in the world, he created all beings, 84,000 so creature, different species, 84 lakhs of species, and each species is human being is one species. So, and that in that there are so many millions of people, billions of people are there living in the one's earth. So Swami said, just as when a mother bears a child, mother takes care of the child from birth until as long as the child can stand on its own. But the Divine Mother, once she creates, she takes care of the each individual. I can't say individual because the reason is there are, amoeba also is taken care, bacteria is taken care by Swami, ants are taken care by Swami, plants are taken care by Swami. Swami says rocks are taken care by Swami, sand is taken care by Swami, because the, it's all the process. There's life in everything. The whole entire creation has life in it, and every life is basically connected to the divine. So Swami said he is taking care of everything. Once, before I answer that question, I want to mention something. One of the students had in the interview, during the interview, he had asked Swami, once I finish my studies, when I go back home, uh, I will be getting a job and working. So I want you to take care of me all the time. Even if I do make mistakes, you have to take care of me. I'm worried about whether you will be able to do that. You will do that for me. Then Swami told him, on top of the mountains in Prashantinilaya, on top of in Puttaparthi, top of the mountain, there are small plants, small tiny plants. There are insects. Who is feeding them? There's no rain here. So, but who is feeding the plants? Who is feeding those creatures? Everything is provided by me. God is God is keeping everything. There's drought in certain places. There's no plant. True. But the thing is, if a plant comes, it's the will of God that it comes up, it grows, and then He's taking care of it. If a creature has to exist there, it will exist. But why some of the creatures are suffering? Why? Because they might have done some karma, some action which has resulted in a bad karma, and as a result they had to go through, they had to suffer without food, kind of that. It's all there. That's karmic side of it. So Swami says, if there's karma, if someone comes with their own karma, bad karma, they had to go through it. Only thing is, he can reduce, if you pray, he can reduce the effect of it, but they had to go through that karma. So in the same way, so Swami said, I am the one who is feeding the plants and ants on the top of the hill where there's no rain. If I am taking care of them, won't I take care of my students? Won't I take care of my devotees? What did I have Krishna? Lord Krishna has said, I will take care of everyone who thinks of me. So we have to always pray that we will remember Swami, we will remember God. Swami said, it doesn't matter in which form of God you pray. I will come and protect you wherever you are, in whatever part of the world, whether it's or in the up in the sky or deep in the ocean, it does not matter. I will take care of you. So, in the same way, Swami is taking care of everyone on this earth. He is the one who is feeding. Someone asked Swami, so this was directed to me. So someone had asked Swami, my son got the job. He did the entrance exam and he did very well in the exam, and he got the job at one of the places. So Swami asked him, so who gave the job? Swami, that of company gave him the job. So Swami asked him, in the company, uh, only your son applied for that job? No, Swami, there were so many applications, and then he got through that. So then Swami asked, how many applications were there? Swami, there were many thousands of applications. So Swami told him, in the thousands application to select, your son has to get selected, and there were so many other applicants who had more qualification than your son and more connections with ministers, and all the political connections were there, but I made your son get the job. So it is not that your son got it, it's I who gave to you. Because what is the reason? He wrote a letter to me. Only then the father knew that the son has prayed to Swami and Swami got him the job. So Swami, what did Swami meant told was that thing, without his divine will, he would not have got that job. And Swami told him, I had told your son to do a lot of service. And if he serves, he will be taken care more. So then, coming to this topic now, if Swami is taking care of us, giving us job, then isn't Swami taking care of all the devotees? Swami has told that he is taking care of, that if we are getting 3 meals a day, it is by the divine will that we are getting it. It is by Swami's grace that we are getting it. If we are getting money, if we are having a job, everything is given by God. So if we are having meals, and we are having meals only because we are able to buy some provisions. To buy provisions, we need money. How we are getting the money? Because we are getting the job. We have a job. How did we get the job? Because Swami gave us a job. So it's all connected. So Swami does it so that that area, that portion is going to be taken care. Where there are, Swami used to tell one incident that one of the richest man, he flew in the private jet, and he went somewhere, and at one place he did not have a servant. He was very rich, but he did not have a servant, and all the hotels had closed by 10 p.m. and He landed there in the middle of the night and he was very hungry. And he had all the money, but he couldn't eat the money. He need only food he can eat. But there was no food for him. But because he was my devotee, I sent someone, knock the door, and provided food for him for that night. So even if you are rich, you can be in a situation where you are in need. So Swami said, I am the one who provides. So then comes, if Swami is providing for everyone, what is service? So Swami said, have the faith that God is the one who is providing everything to everyone. But we are being an instrument in the hands of God. If we have health, we can go into service. If we have wealth, we can go into service. If we have time, we can go into service. If we have the family cooperation, we can go into service. There are some people who have the wealth, but they don't have the heart to give away the wealth. So they will not be able to do service. There are some people who want to, who want to do service, but they don't have the help to go into service. Sometimes we fall sick and we are not able to take part in the service program. So Swami said, and then you should have time. You have family to take care of, and your parents might be sick, old. You have to take care of them. So taking care of them is also part of your duty. So when you're doing your duty, sometimes you are not able to go and take part in a service program. So if you have all the time, wealth, and health, and everything, then only you are able to go into service. That time you should think that I'm able to do only because God has provided me health, wealth, and time. So with that thought, Swami has provided us. Therefore, let me take part in that service activity. Let me go and serve the needy. Swami also told, service is not giving a party. Okay, sometimes for birthday also we invite guests and then we give party. And some people say, "Oh no, I don't want to have party. I want to do service." We call friends to have a bhajan. Known people who are well-to-do, they come and sing bhajans, and then we give prasadam. And that is not service. Because why? Because we are providing to people who are not in need, who are okay, and well-to-do, serving the needy, those who are in need. So Swami doesn't like to say poor people, poor feeding. The reason is why that individual might be poor today. He might be been a richest man a year ago, a month ago. We don't know. And sometimes there's earthquake, natural disasters. The richest man's house, palaces got washed away by the tsunami sometimes, by floods, and then they are without a shelter. All that earnings have gone into their house and property and everything got washed away. To develop again, he doesn't have money. He might have money in the bank, but I think even bank buildings are washed away sometimes. So they got to get the records and everything. So it'll take time. So until that happens, until he gets into a firm footing, I mean, it will take days, weeks, or months. We don't know. So until then, they are also in need. So Swami says, service is basically for the needy. And sometimes here we do seniors feeding. We go to seniors' home and then provide food. And sometimes some people say, "Oh, government is providing everything, so we don't have to go and serve them." Government is providing certain things, yes, certain benefits, but some of them are not able to reap the benefits of that. For example, in some of the homeless people, shelters are there, but the toilets are really bad condition. So some of the people who stay on the streets, while they say it is better to be on the street and use the public washroom in certain places rather than going to the homeless shelters and using those toilets because it's not wearable. There can be people who come with after liquor, and then the bad activities taking place. So it's better to be out of that and they remain there. Some of them are basically lost their jobs. Some of the family member who was the breadwinner might have died. So they are in need. So we are supposed to help people who are in need. And that time, we are supposed to think that's not help. God is doing us. If I don't do it, God is going to still do it, because if God decides to provide 3 meals, He will provide, no matter what, whether we go or not. So Swami says always we are supposed to do service with the feeling that God has been providing, doing service, serving the people. Today, let me be an instrument in God's hand and do that activity, provide something for them, whatever they need. With that kind of feeling, you're supposed to serve. That will be the call, true service, Swami said. And here I like to narrate an incident happened, and Swami taught about some of the devotees a good lesson actually. So one of the devotees from North India, I'm not sure if it's Delhi or Maharashtra somewhere, or Bombay somewhere. One lady had come, a group of members had come, and Swami had called them for an interview. So Swami, that one lady was saying, Swami, we are doing service. Please come and bless our center. So Swami said, oh, what kind of service you are doing? Swami, we are doing a lot of, we provide them food, lunch, we provide them and take care of them. So then Swami asked, so how often do you do it daily? No, Swami, we go once a month. We go to, we have 4 different locations, so we go to once a month. Once a month we go to those locations. So every week we are doing the service activities. Each place will get once a month from our center. Then Swami asked him, so if it's 30 days in a month, you are going once. Then who is providing food on the other 29 days? Then that lady said, Swami, maybe others are providing. What others? Swami had asked. We don't know, Swami. We assume that there is some other organization. So we assume. So if there's no other organization, who will provide? Then Swami told, I am the one who is going and take providing. I make sure that someone keeps giving to that particular shelter always. So I'm the one who is providing, not you. Only thing I have given an opportunity. You have taken that opportunity to serve on that day with what I have blessed you with: wealth, health, and time. So if we don't have these 3, we will not be able to do serve them. And then Swami was, wait a minute. And Swami went inside and brought a, a cloth bag. And that cloth bag looked just like the bag that these ladies, these people, this center people serve when they take Nasara. Swami, is this the bag that you all provide rice? Yes, Swami, this is the one. So, this rice. So, is this the rice that you cook at home for your meals? No, Swami. So then Swami asked, so for you, it's expensive rice. For service, raw, cheap rice. So is that what you are calling it, service? Do you think I'm in you? Yes, Swami, you are in me. Don't you think I'm in them also, who you are serving? Yes, Swami, you are in them. So for the Swami in you, you are giving rich food. For the Swami in them, you are giving poor, cheap food. Is it right? And you call it service? And they said, sorry, Swami. And then you're asking me, I'm doing a lot of service. True service is giving, sharing what you have with the same quality, with the same quantity. So if you are eating a portion of food for a meal, similar portion has to be given if you want to do service. So similar quality of food has to be given, and also it has to be given with the feeling that okay, Swami is doing this service, taking care of them every day, every meal. So in a day there are 3 meals, and only one meal we are providing. So in a month, 30 days, 3 meals is 90 meals. Out of 90 meals, we are providing only one meal. Who is Swami is taking care of the other 89 meals. So Swami said, "You do it that I have got an opportunity to serve." And Swami said, when you do the service, always think that if I serve someone, God will make arrangements for someone else to serve you. So then what happened? You have the satisfaction that in order, because then what happened? Because we always think about ourselves. So we won't, oh, I won't take care of myself, I won't save my future kind of thing. But the thing is, even if you save any amount of money in the bank, if God's grace is not there, that money will not get converted into food and come to our table and come into our mouth. If there's no one around you, you're bedridden, no one can help you, no one can provide you food. So but if we do service, if we serve others, others will serve. God will make sure that someone will serve, not the same person. You don't expect, if you're preserving someone, don't expect anything in return from them. Expect everything from God, from Swami. Because God is the one who gives, and God is the one who is living through us. With that feeling, if we serve, that is called true service. That's what Swami has taught. I hope I have uh, clearly explained what Swami taught us, what I learned from Swami. Saira.
Yes, Brother Rule, you certainly have. And you've shared a perspective that is so divine and inspiring. And as you were sharing, you said even the rich person has a need. He may have money, but he may not have good health. So even the rich, and I like that statement you made. Swami said, serve according to the need of the person. And even a rich person has needs. And that came very forcefully through your answer. And then the manner in which we serve, at the end of the day, Swami really doesn't need us. He, as you said, is taking care of the whole universe, but provides opportunities for us so that we can shatter the ego and feel that oneness with who we are serving. And I remember him saying, never for 1 minute believe that when you are doing seva, you are serving another. He said the most important thing you must always remember is that the service reforms and reshapes you,
Yes.
and that you must thank that person or that organization or that home for giving you the opportunity to do that.
Yes.
And so beautifully, you've also put that when you serve God's creation, God Himself will look after you when there is a need. So, very, very beautiful. I really love the way that you explained what really is true service. Beautiful examples. Thank you so much. So, thank you very much for that wonderful sharing. This interview has been an absolute beautiful, inspiring, thought provoking interview. And I thank our beloved Mother Sai for allowing it to unfold as he wants it. The Sri Satya Sai Global Council of Trinidad and Tobago wishes to express gratitude and appreciation to you for taking the time to share your perspective on the teachings of our beloved Lord and your journey and personal transformation at his divine lotus feet. May Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba continue to bless and guide you. May you continue to be the loving instrument you are as his mission unfolds. Jai Sai Ram.
Jai Sai Ram. I thank you for this opportunity to speak about Swami and my experiences with from what I learned from Swami. And brother, you are doing the what I really admire. I envy you for being such a fortunate individual to do such a great service for such a long time. Oh my God. It's really, Swami has blessed you and Swami has given you this service opportunity and you're doing it in the best way. I really admire. I go to YouTube and listen to some of the, oh, Sairam, Swami. I think Swami is blessing me actually. Actually, it's the greatest opportunity, I think. Swami has just come closer to bless me actually, I think. Sairam. So, brother, is what you're doing is you should continue. The Swami should bless you with a long, healthy, prosperous life so that you will continue to do this service more and more and